Hey everyone, Alan with the Magic Minute here, where we take tricks and turn them into real magic. If this is your first time on the channel, I'm a full-time professional magician, and I give my tips, tricks, tutorials, and other magic-related content just like this video. So if that sounds cool to you, you might want to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon, and don't forget to click on, or I keep doing this the wrong way, go over here and look at these the Patreon and the Instagram. I'd really appreciate it. Now, let's go ahead and get on to the video. Okay, so this is an unfortunately hilarious video, a magician fail. It hurts me to laugh at this, but it is unintentionally hilarious, and I don't think enough people have seen this. So we're going to go through it, and we're also going to maybe hopefully learn some things from this individual. So let's get started.
Good evening. Good evening. Now I'm going to show you a trick out of the disappearing knot out of Houdini's rope.
This guy is super nervous. I don't know if you can tell, but he's repeating himself. It's very low definition, but you can see his face is covered in sweat, and he's just like, we're gonna do the trick, and there's kind of no lead in or warm up or getting to know the audience or letting the audience get to know you. No character is showing through. He's just worried about do the trick, and you only get one chance to make a first impression, and he's already kind of off to a bad start. So let's keep going. He's not talking right now, just dead air. Nobody knows what he's about to do.
Thank you. Now Houdini I will make the rope stand on end. Thank you.
Okay, why is he making the rope stand on end? It's just, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and look how wonderful I am. There's no context provided, right? There's no reason. Why is he making the rope stand on end? And this is far too many times. This should have been practiced. How many times he actually need to do that to make it stand on end? And then there's, well, if you're creasing your nail along it, I mean, it's not too difficult to maybe have an idea of how the method works. So, okay, let's continue.
Now for my next trick. This one is the disappearing cigarette. Here I have a cigarette holder. As you can see, completely empty. Oh, now.
Okay, pocket management. He's jumping all over the place. Doesn't really know where everything is. It should just be readily accessible and boom, right there whenever you need it. He's also just a cigarette holder. What's a cigarette holder? I've never heard of that before for a single cigarette. Just kind of, look, it's empty, free. He's not calm. He's not polished. He's just reacting, or, trying to get out, or it seems like he's trying to get off the stage as fast as possible, not enjoying his time up there. If he's not enjoying his time up there, no one else is either.
Get out a pack of cigarettes. Excuse me a minute while I get in trouble here.
Oh, oh my God.
Here we go. One cigarette. I will place the cigarette inside.
Oh.
And here we are, disappearing cigarette.
Okay. Let's unpack that. Quite literally, let's unpack that. That should have been already open. Why did he have a brand new pack of cigarettes sealed if he needs to access one quickly? In fact, why have the pack at all? Why not just have a single cigarette there? If you have a cigarette holder, why not have the cigarette in the cigarette holder? There's a whole bunch of fiddliness that's going on. That's not smooth. Nobody's clear on what's going on right now. And the way his hands are moving around with an object that large with an audience, nobody can even see what's going on. They can't appreciate even the effect he's trying to create. And then there's also, this is, a personal choice, but I'm never a big fan of magic where the prop is doing the magic for you, or you make it look like the prop is doing the magic for you. Oh, I have a mysterious cigarette holder that makes the cigarette disappear. No, the magic should, and this is just me, but I think the magic should emanate from you. You are a special person, and you are the one creating this magic. If you instead attribute the powers to another object, then people are just going to go, oh, well, I'm just going to go to the magic store and pick up whatever that thing is, and then I'll be able to do the same thing. And they just totally discount your skill or your ability or your powers or whatever it is. So a lot there that that whole thing should either been scrapped or really thought through a little bit more.
Now here I have here one Visa card. I'd make it change into a £5 note.
Okay. So I'm sorry I have to stop so often, but here's the thing. Why? What's the motivation? Why is he turning a Visa card into a £5 note? If he would have said something like, you ever have a problem with your Visa card, the magnetic strip on there, it's a 70, so I don't know if they had magnetic strips, but in today's context, you'd be like, well, you know how you like have a problem and you can't pay? Wouldn't it be nice if you could just change that into a 5? Give it some kind of context, some kind of story. It doesn't have to be a very elaborate, long story. You're not trying to recreate War and Peace or something, but to have a little bit of context to see why having magical abilities would be so magical in the first place. It's a good idea to give some context and to relate with people. There's no motivation for doing that except for to do that. It's like, I'm going to change a cat into a hippo. Okay, but why? There's no motivation there, you know.
Now for my last trick, I like to make a £10 note disappear and return again. As you see, one piece of card. We'll place the £10 note inside. Oh well, there you go. Thank you very much. It's been my voice. Thank you very much.
Okay, so that was hard to watch, and there was just about everything that I could think of to be unprepared before you go in front of an audience was what happened. It was very painful to watch. Yeah, not prepared at all. He doesn't look like he practiced anything. Didn't show this to any of his friends or family first to get their input or help him improve. Very nervous, not comfortable at all with what he's doing. His no pocket management, no thought about how he's going to go from effect to effect. And he also didn't have any kind of cohesive plot or thread that tied it all together. It doesn't have to be super, again, you're not writing War and Peace necessarily, but to have one reason to move from one thing to another. If you watch a professional comedian, they have segues between jokes, so it doesn't have to be very much. It could be, speaking of my dog, he caught a bone the other day, and bones, I mean, but there's a thread or a way to get from one thing to another, and none of that was at all planned out or threaded through, even with loosely. It was just, here's a trick, here's a trick, here's a trick, here's a trick, here's a trick. And it didn't work for him because it wouldn't. So I think the lessons that we can learn from Paul are, practice your tricks as well as you can by themselves and get, feedback and help from friends or family. And then practice all of the routines together. Select effects that work well together. He probably could have done something with the Visa card, turning into a £5 note, and the vanishing piece of card thing that he was trying to do. He probably could have worked those two effects into one effect that played off of itself or built into a larger effect. But there was no patter. He was not comfortable. Nothing went together the way it needed to. And it doesn't look like he really practiced any of the tricks beforehand or thought through how he would actually perform them on stage. So, a tough one to watch, but hopefully we've learned something from Paul, and hopefully Paul learned something from Paul. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.